posted on Facebook, and we're live. So, just gonna welcome in everybody real quick. I'm here today with Matt from Bay Area Beard Company, and we got E-Rock in here first, of course. Ellie Orchid. I'm finally saying her name correctly. For years, everyone calls her Ellie Orchard, but Joshua Ricks, welcome in. D'Antoni. Bearded Who's Your Reviews. David, welcome in. Mark Brown. What else we got in here? Bearded Vado. Welcome in. What else have we got here? A lot of hellos and how are yous.
And the twin brother is in the house too. I see Daniel and Van.
They're twin brothers, or just
No, me
just
and me
to
and
look at
Daniel.
them. Oh, and Jonathan Cooper, thanks for coming in. Daniel the Bearded, hello. And I am just about caught up. So Matt, welcome in. Thank you for coming in. I have never heard a bad word about your stuff from anybody. It seems to be universally appreciated. I think I was mentioning to you my big regret is that I didn't order butter when I ordered.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate that. And we before the chat, I do have one for you to match your oil, so that's on the way. In this one, you bought this strictly for the cucumber, if I remember right.
That just kind of, I bought it for the strawberry, but the cucumber kind of intrigued me. I got both that and the flats.
Flats, yeah, strawberry fan. Which I always love it when someone, especially a reviewer, will review a sweet scent or scents plural, because those are so much fun to make, and those really hit the nostalgia. The colognes and musks and the ouds and tobaccos, those are game changers for a company. But the fun ones, which really hit home, are the sweet, fun scents. So I appreciate that.
I've been giving some thought to what to get next. I saw a review of 1976. I forget who did it, but that sounded really intriguing. I'm a big orange fanatic, and with that cologne vibe in there with it, I'm really looking forward to trying that one.
Yeah, that was Seth from Bearded RDU. He did it. I love the review too. Very enthusiastic. It was a Buckeye fan, so I can't. That's again great review. And yeah, Orange, Florida. So
absolutely. In fact, you have we did talk a little bit, and you mentioned that you started in 2019, sort of, on Instagram, and from what you've said, it's been nothing but smooth sailing as far as the popularity of the product and the growth. And
yeah, it's been really smooth, really. I mean, it's since I started in September of 2019, I didn't even really actually release any products, I think, until Black Friday of that same year, because I had someone who had messaged me and said, when are you going to release some stuff? I've seen a few posts, and I didn't have anything about scents or what was, and so I said, I think I have some stuff ready. There was probably 3 or 4, and he picked a couple, loved them, shared it. Barbado Joe caught wind of that, and he did a review. And from like kind of Christmas on, there was just like that little bit of buzz. Really all of 2020 was just a little DMs and oh, I heard that, I saw this, and it was little by little, just kind of.
Daniel mentioned that twinning is an amazing scent. I know you did a live stream with Daniel recently, and I think released twinning. Was that a collab with Daniel, or?
Yes, that was honestly my first collab. That was ours. Me and Daniel have been friends and colleagues, doppelgangers for a couple of years, and that's who I wanted to do the first collab with, and that was his doing. I actually wanted kind of like a black raspberry or kind of like a bohemian raspberry cologne, and he said no, do cherry leather, and I went because he liked the Tom Ford ombre leather, and they also have like a lost cherry, so we wanted that kind of combination. So that's Daniel's idea, and kudos to him for that. So thank you, Daniel.
And Russ Young is saying in time. I don't know what that means, but and you got Vantony says twinning is amazing as well.
Yeah, I think he has that. He got that a little early as well. 1976 year born. Yeah, I wear that shirt and people ask me that same question too.
Yeah, that 1976 is definitely on my list for my next order. In fact, you mentioned that you were going to send that. Might as well. I'll put an order in today, so that way,
Okay,
don't
get a little 2-for-1. That's like a throwback Buccaneers scent. I think I have the oil too here. It's like a Buccaneers creamsicle uniforms type of vibe with the cologne. So that's kind of on the nose with that theme.
And I'm kind of curious. The cologne, what type of cologne is that mixed in there?
There's a couple. I'm really fond of the sweeter colognes. Growing up, for me, like Aqua di Gio was my favorite. I think every guy that went clubbing in their 20s wore that cologne. It was the only cologne. So I like the sweeter ones. A lot of the scents now for me are a lot of more muskier, but I think 1976 has like an Aventus Creed Aventus replica, and a couple others that I think are mixed in there. So it's not just one. It's kind of like a sum of like a few different ones.
Got it. Yeah, and I love musk. So in fact, the first time I ordered, it was fruits, and I really kind of wanted to get into more of your, complicated scents. I love the fruit scents, but at the same time, like you said, the complicated ones are the ones that people kind of go for. In fact, do you have a favorite scent?
It's still Genesis for me. My first scent is still. I'm a coffee lover, so I Genesis. If anyone asks me, it's still my favorite, and Florida Blanca is also probably the more manlier sense that I have. Layered, that's complex. It's musky. It's tobacco. Has a little bit of kind of, it's black oud, so like a cologne, bay rum. I mean, if you want to smell like a man and a pirate, that's the one.
And I might just take your advice and go for the Florida Blanca, the that coffee scent. I'm trying to find it. And in the 1976.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody that shared all this stuff too. So thank you. Hey, first, thank you for inviting me on. I know you reached out last week and I was out of town. And I really appreciate that you having me on this week too. I know I didn't say that at the beginning of the show, but it's an honor just even,
I know you owners are busy, and anytime anyone agrees to come on, I'm extremely appreciative. It's thank you. The thanks are all coming from this direction. And I'm wondering, do we have anyone new in here? Wolverine, welcome in. Damien,
what's up?
Now, I know, are the Grave and Garden series going out sometime soon?
Eventually, I think when I run out of, packaging labels, I'm no longer able to get the dark ash dropper tops for the Graves series. So I have about 50 of those left. So once those are gone, those are gone. I can buy containers to match the butters, and I only planned on selling about 50 of each and all of them. So those are good. It's supposed to be limited edition, but they don't sell as fast, though. Those will be going eventually.
Gotcha. And do you have anything in the works coming up that
Halloween?
On that same idea, a series?
Series. The Four Horsemen and Revelation box sets were pretty big. And those are both sold out now. And so I'm thinking about doing another box set next year. Probably something like an epistle series, like a 3 or 4 oils of some things. Ideas are coming, but I think just kind of a monthly release now seems to be doing really well. It's like I know a lot of companies are kind of doing a monthly thing. So there's a Halloween scent coming up in a couple of days.
Oh, cool.
It's called Scorned. Like a haunted hayride, caramel, apple, kettle corn. Also, we'll have some cologne in that one.
Oh, gotcha. And I was just looking at Florida Blanca. Bay rum, Tom Ford, tobacco, vanilla, black oud, black amber, musk, and black sea. And who was it that said they absolutely love Florida Blanca?
That's Beer Wolverine. I think he's the ambassador for that.
Okay. For Florida Blanca.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm really intrigued that you said that your coffee scent is one of your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I love coffee scents. I love them in the fall and the winter, not so much in the summer. And so it's the perfect time.
And you're in Rhode Island?
Rhode Island. Yep. Yes. Yeah. In fact,
something about Genesis, especially here in Tampa, it has Cuban tobacco in it and a little bit of vanilla, but the humidity does things to scent profiles that allow me to do a little bit more, because when the humidity hits you, it does something. So that coffee one, it absolutely, it just kind of morphs, and it's a fantastic scent. It's just, but it's an essential oil, so it's not a fragrance. It's really good.
Yeah, I love coffee scents, especially, and I don't remember which one is the coffee scent again.
Genesis. I was planning on releasing another coffee scent soon, kind of like an Irish coffee, boozy coffee with some whiskey in it, because for having it be my first scent, I haven't done any more coffee scents really. So, and I want to. It's tough to, because you want to do stuff that you like. It's hard.
Absolutely.
When you've come up with an idea and you like it, you're like, I love this idea, and everyone else has to love it more than you. But
yeah. And do you find coffee scents sell well?
Genesis is one of the top 5 sellers for me, being the first one. So yeah, so that's why I wanted to do another one, but the other one's kind of just like, I've been itching to do another coffee scent for a while.
Yeah, in fact, I was just looking, coffee, Cuban tobacco, and sweet vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Peyote in the Revelation box set is a blackberry scone and coffee and Ozark Forest. So that's kind of like a woodsy coffee. That one's a favorite of mine too. It's now sold out, but also really good.
And how many scents were in that Revelation box?
Just the 3. And it was just oils. It was the 3 oil set.
And is that something that'll come back in time, or?
It's possible. I like, doing those box sets to see kind of what type of profiles do well, and then can kind of gauge what I'm going to do with a new scent in the main line. So it's possible.
Whenever I hear about something selling out, I'm always kind of wondering, well, if it's selling out, why not, keep it going, but I mean, you've got to change,
It's true. I mean, it took a year for I think probably
Okay.
60 box sets to sell out. So it did, which is great. That anyone, liked it. So yeah. And so I'll do that and keep it around as other things happen. So yeah.
And
Do you
I know
find that you like box sets, or are you more of like a single?
I'm more of like a single, one thing I don't mind spending the money, but I don't like wasting product. And so it makes me sad when a product goes bad, and, but when you've got a couple hundred bottles, that's, it's going to happen.
How do you use it all?
I don't. Every 3-6 months, I start checking them in, 10, 15, 20, go into this box of the ones that have, died. And I try to give stuff away, but what I found is that anytime you try and give someone some product, they feel the need to give you some back. It's so you end up in the same spot. It's like, I even try to give stuff away to people, that live near me, and it's tough. People, it's just a sad thing to, the other day I went through and started smelling some that had gone rancid, and I just stopped. I didn't want to put myself through it.
Oh, yeah, that's I think I tried to give away, something, and they're like, "Well, I don't really like this, but I'll check out your stuff." It's I can't imagine how hard it would be to keep a rotation in like of things that you love, and you can have a top 5, a top 10, but to go back to specific scents, I can't imagine so the biggest compliment to me is when someone will purchase an oil or butter or balm, and then maybe a month or two later purchase the same one.
Gotcha.
Instead of buying the new one, or because there's so many. If they buy the same one again, that's probably one of the biggest compliments.
Yeah,
not even if they buy just more of something else.
Yeah, that means they're down with it. And I mean, it's tough. Like, I do reviews, so I've got to keep on buying new stuff. And there's so many oils that I, finish off and really want another one. But, for example, if I'm going to buy something from you, I got to buy new stuff so I can review it. And,
yeah, I think you purchased the flats and Mishpachah off a recommendation, I think, from a live stream that maybe somebody brought up the flats and it was strawberry, and you're like, oh, I like strawberry, and so I think it was a recommendation from probably someone in this chat, as a matter of fact.
I've got a habit of watching streams and immediately going and buying, because otherwise I'm going to forget. So it's and D'Antoni says Genesis is the only Bay Area scent I've given away.
He's an honest one.
Not a coffee lover.
No, he doesn't like coffee. And again, it's people. If you don't like coffee, you're not going to like that one. But
and,
I will say, yeah.
Russ has a quick question for you. Wants to know which coffee scent is in the Revelation series.
That's Peyrot, which is it means fruit in Hebrew. So, because I think the blackberry was supposed to be like the fruitiness. Yeah, that one's a coffee essential and coffee fragrance, but it's still kind of both acts as an essential. It's a great one.
And I shift focus is saying he wishes he was my neighbor. Yeah, I mean, I would give away so much stuff. If I wasn't doing reviews, I think I'd probably keep about 50 bottles and rotate through them, use them. Hey there, True North. I know it's tough. You see new stuff, you want to try it, but E-Rock saying his fear is buying too much for it to go bad. And he says he limits what he has to enjoy and avoids the hype of buying. But there's so much out there to try. It's tough.
As a reviewer, you have, like you said, you have over 200 bottles, so you really have to gauge what you spend, your money on, because it kind of has to work for you in a multitude of ways, not just for a review. Like we talked about, like the styling, like you have to really want to be able to use this product, not just because for the hype.
I mean, something I stay away from. I hear about so many monthly scents, but for me, by the time I review it, it might not even be available anymore. So I tend to avoid monthly scents. Not, I think a lot of them sound fantastic. And Russ saying Perot is fantastic.
Yep. That's the coffee one. I wish I had I don't have as much support for a monthly subscription box. It's something I would probably like to do. But to commit, I mean, I wanted to do a 12-month kind of release of like 12 oils, 12 tribes of Israel, but that's, again, subscription, and it's tough to commit that up front to something like that, even though it'd be an epic release. It just have to be more.
Yep. Now, a big commitment for you, or you're saying for your customers?
That too.
Yep.
And I know there's some hardcore fans out there and great guys I talk with every day and message with every day. And, they'd be on board before I even said anything. But there probably needs to be some more exposure for something like that. So I see where companies, it's definitely a lot.
Yep. Hey there, David. Welcome back in again. Yeah. And now, how many scents do you offer now? A whole truckload, right?
Yeah, I just discontinued about half of them too. Sorry, Russ, I got rid of Titletown. But if you like Titletown, you would like Twinning. Twinning is in the spirit of Titletown. It's so. I think I'm looking at about 15 right now, and that doesn't count Twinning and then Saturday's release. So the main line's at about 15 cents probably,
including Graves and Gardens.
No, that's like kind of separate. I mean, it's
Gotcha.
like a series. Yeah. So if you kind of count that, you're probably up to 21. That's, yeah.
Yeah. Now, have you ever done customs?
I didn't have good luck with custom scents.
No.
The first one I did, I used an oud or an agar wood that was actually spoiled, and I had never smelled oud. It was my first time. I didn't even know what it was. That's how naive I was when I started. And I did a custom scent thinking I knew that oud had stank to it. It actually it actually had gone bad. So I actually had someone do a review of a custom scent that I made, and it was not good.
I remember the first time I tried oud, and it was the stanky type from, I forget the company that does Holy Grail, and it was 50% off, so I ordered everything: butter, balm, oil, shampoo, conditioner, and I learned that I do not like oud on its own. But I found that that stuff finally kind of went bad on me, because I used it once, and that was it. And mine just got weaker. It never really turned.
Yeah, no, some get just kind of fade. The scent fades.
Yeah.
And just, I like it. At first, I wasn't a fan of oud, especially like the essentials. Those are really strong and tough to work with, in my experience. Oud and a cologne, like black oud, a birchwood oud, like a nice fragrant note. I have ouds in probably 3 or 4 of my scents now, and they're kind of just somewhere in the middle, blended. It's a nice musk, a little bit of stank, a little bit of sweet. So I try not to overpower anyone with any one note of scents, especially oud.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've always kind of liked oud as a supplement to fruit scents, something to kind of class up the, blackberry, strawberry, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And fact, there's oud in Bishpasha, isn't there? Or am I remembering wrong?
No, I think there's like Frangipani, Pikaki, English ivy, cucumber, African rain, and then the strawberry lemonade. Not that one. There's oud in indoor. It's a birchwood oud. I think there's black oud is in Florida Blanca. There's a little bit of oud in twinning, as a matter of fact, and Exodus.
In fact, I'm looking. Ooh, this sounds kind of interesting. Indoor green tobacco, birchwood oud, bergamot, black tea, and smoke.
Yep, birchwood oud is great in that one. Green tobacco has a nice, like leafy green, almost a citrusy. It's the first time I've ever seen that. Of all the different tobaccos I've tried to work with, that one's really fun too. Bergamot and the citrus and the there's black tea in that one as well. So it's a little bit spicy. Yeah, that one was fun to make too.
And then a little bit of smoke to top it off.
Yep. Just a tad.
It gets tough. That's if I go to a restaurant, I have a hard time. I usually get down to 4 things that I'd like to order, and then just when the waitress comes up, I've got to pick. And the more you talk about different scents, it's money is money. You don't want to order 8 different oils, especially when you've got a couple hundred. But I'm a big fanatic for bergamot and orange, so that might be a way for me to go. And what was I going to ask you now?
Bergamot's fun. It's like a cross between kind of like a lime and a lemon, but doesn't really smell like either. It has citrusy notes to it, but it's a little bitter. So that goes with the sweetness of the birchwood. Black tea adds a little bit of kick. And the green tobacco has some nice citrus notes. That one was great.
And Whitney says indoor is phenomenal. And what's oud got? I had Russ got here. Oud and tobacco, oud and different berries, oud with oud and oud. It's all good for me. Yeah, we did a question on one of the streams. Whether you're a musk guy or an oud guy, which side would you say you're on?
Ooh, probably musk.
I went with musk. That's if I had to pick.
Yeah, Nicholas, you know what? This beard's getting a little long. I wear a lot of black. So, and my hair, other than a few grays right here in my soul patch, I have black hair. So it doesn't show up as much on black shirts. I just wear a ton of black.
I intentionally never wear light clothing anymore. Otherwise, my beard just gets lost. And Wolverine here is talking about your DM days that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, it was long. It was probably 10, 11, 12, 15 cents back then. Of which I'm not even sure any of them were in the main lineup. Maybe Lightning in a Bottle, the lemon one. I'm trying to think. There's a few, but still, I was just kind of really molding and morphing what I thought would be popular and what I would see people would purchase and kind of take hold of. So it just kept growing. Just kept having fun.
Now, when you started, was it a plan that someday you do it as a business, or you just kind of a hobby? It
was always a plan to have it be a business, and honestly, more of like a purpose too. I needed a purpose. I think after my father died, it was, and just having the beard, honestly became so kind of easy to talk to people, and found out that it was really fun to kind of just get into making beard products.
It's something that's always surprised me, and I don't know if you find this. I seem to remember you used to do some fairs and things like that. I don't know if you still do it, but the number of guys out there that have beards that have no idea there's any such thing as beard oil. And I always wonder if there's got to be a way for a company owner like you to somehow reach these people.
Yeah, just and this is why I love the beard community, and just having a beard is I'm a little bit of an introvert, or maybe not as much anymore as I used to be, but having a beard is so great. It makes you friends. You know, not even counting Instagram and everybody I've met on here, just in public. Uh, you know, a guy who doesn't even have a beard, doesn't even want a beard, maybe doesn't even like him. He'll be so excited to see yours.
Yep.
And want to talk to you about it, and you become friends. And it's, you know, at the gym, in public, just grabbing a bite to eat. It's such a more of a lifestyle. And you get excited talking about your beard and the products you use or how you do your stuff. It's great. I'm sure you get it all the time. If you have a big beard like that, it's not, no one's missing it.
Yeah, that's something. My brother had a large beard for quite a long time, and he used to date a lot. And in the winter, when it got really long, he'd always joke about, being in the mirror saying, "What the hell am I doing? No one's, going to pay attention to me. No one's going to talk to me. I look horrible." And it just, if you walk in with a big beard, everyone at least sees you, and notices you. And I found that the larger it is, the more people notice.
That's yeah. It's true. I mean, gray beards they stand out. I mean, more than I don't think too many people know how big my beard is right now. It's not, it's not bearded Wolverine big, or yours. You have to clip yours, and it looks perfect. Mine kind of hides on these black shirts, but yeah, people just want to say how impressive your beard is, and it brings the compliments out of people. It really makes you feel good, and it's great.
Yeah, we got beards and cars in here. James, welcome in.
Yeah.
I mean, the only reason mine is long is because the bottom 3 or 4 inches really got to go. There's not enough there to wear it, without a clip. I'm just, it takes so long to grow that I'm not willing to do it. And Mark is saying his doctor talked to me about my beard yesterday. I wonder if I think you froze, Matt. Mark, he talked to you about your beard. Was it a positive talk or a negative talk? In fact, I had been meaning to ask Matt if he can make it back in, how often he's changed the carrier blend. Because from what I remember, the change this time, I think the oils I have are with the old blend. Yeah, absolutely. And like I've said a million times, there you are.
Oops, I think the internet went out for a couple seconds.
Well, earlier I noticed that there were little. It almost looked like you were in edited video. Like all of a sudden there was like a quarter of a second gap.
Yeah, it dropped. You paused for, well, you probably see it on your end too. You paused, and then both went out for me, and then I saw on the corner of my computer screen that I was like, "Oh, no internet, my fault."
In fact, I just got a new router, and I was kind of worried, that it was going to make it through the night.
Yeah, no, it happens. Sometimes you get that word, just it goes out and it resets on its own. It's really frustrating out of nowhere. It's not like I don't know what happens with that. Sorry that happened, everyone. I apologize.
And I mentioned Love Them Labs earlier when we were talking. Frank and Beans. Say hi to Love Them Labs.
Oh,
there we go. Okay, you're going. Come on, Frankie. Up, say hello. Okay, bye-bye.
That's
Ugh.
little dog ASMR for everyone right there.
Now, you mentioned you had a chocolate lab. Any dogs now, or?
I do have a black lab. He was being a little barky earlier, so I was like, I can't have that during the stream. Like, so he's hanging out by himself right now.
Now, I don't know why you say you can't have that, because I have it all the time. If there's someone pulls up into the driveway, it's pandemonium with these guys.
Hey, if it's a part of your show, that I'm all for it because I love dogs. But when like you're the guest and like there's somebody as in my dog barking and ruining your thing. But I'm here for your dogs.
Yep, they're good guys. Now, how old is your chocolate?
He's 9. He's
9 years old.
Yeah, he might as well still be a puppy though. I know everyone says that, but that's no one could tell a difference. He might as well be 1.
I had a buddy that loved Great Danes, and I always thought that's got to be the saddest dog to have. Such a short lifespan. I mean, 5-6 years and they're done. That's that's a rough road, losing a dog every 5 or 6 years.
Oh yeah, especially they grow so fast and just have probably a multitude of problems where when they're fully grown and just it's got to be hard on them too.
Yeah. And by the way, if anyone in the chat has a question for Matt, please feel free to toss them out there. And someone did mention not to forget about your soaps.
Yes, I do have bar soap. How many cents? Probably 6 double layer bar soaps. Each layer is a different soap and scent profile, kind of like a combination of the two make one. Yellow, yeah. Yellow and blue make green seal.
And they're under, I'm assuming, Bay Area extras.
No, they're in these co-washes soaps. You opened my eyes to something I had kind of messed up. You'd mentioned in your review, you're like, listen, I see it shows you have 20 cents here, but I can only find 15. Just want to let everybody know. So yeah, when I discontinued the final 4 or 5, I forgot to remove them from the our cents page. So I was like, oh, so you got me. You made me fix that.
And I'm looking at the apparel. Love your hats.
Yeah.
Now, where did you come up? Well, I guess the seal came from your entire, I'm trying to think of the word for it. Kind of vibe of your company, biblical.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I was initially, I only wanted like 3 or 4 cents, and I didn't know how to distinguish because when I created the first label, it was just a generic brown label, brown tones, and I love the label so much. I had to order the labels, and I didn't know how many cents I was going to make. I was really scared. I think I wanted 3 or 4. 3. Honestly, I thought I was just going to have 3. I know that sounds really silly to people watching right now, but I was like, I just want 3 good ones.
Yep.
and maybe an unscented. So I was like, I want 3. I made 3. Then I came up with an idea for a 4th, and then a 5th. And then I was like, all right, how am I going to distinguish the differences? Because the names weren't on the labels. No, neither was a scent profile. I just had a generic biblical label. I still have these. Just a generic, just as biblical beard oil. There's a red seal. It used to be all brown.
I'm wondering how many people in the chat remember those. I know Vanity probably does.
Yep.
And he says Great Danes are horses. Pretty close. But I'm sorry. You were going to do 3.
And I was putting little colored dots on the bottom of the bottle. Like that was, for everyone that knows me from my presentation, it didn't start off that well. and I just kind of come up with the idea because I have kind of like a wax seal scroll on my arm, and it was like, it's biblical. There's seals and scrolls, and I thought of the idea to just kind of use wax to kind of, and in different colors, to kind of signify what the scent was. Still generic, still not very descriptive, but and then I designed little designs on the wax to kind of give an idea, and it kind of morphed from there. And now it's basically like the logo of each scent profile is in my wax seal, but its design is what the profile is. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I got a kick out of 1976. The you know,
yeah, it's got you could see the stick in the ice cream there.
yep.
And the scent profile is on every label, the story, the ingredients, everything that wasn't there. Every scent now is individually labeled with all the details.
And E-Rock wanted to know if you make Florida Blanca in a soap,
It's on the way.
which answers his next question.
Will you? Yes, it
Yeah.
is on the way. That is the number one thing I would probably make in everything. So that is on the way in a soap too. That's the next thing.
And I was curious. I know you recently changed your carrier blend.
Mm-hmm.
How far have you gone from what you originally started? Has that been something that you've updated every once in a while, or that's like a rare thing for you to change it up?
That's rare. Of all the things I do change constantly, like logos, packaging, wax seals, scent profiles. That's the one thing I haven't changed, because it's just probably the best thing about the brand is the oil blend. But if I always wanted to change one thing, it would have been avocado oil, and I was just waiting kind of for the right oil to use in the blend. And meadow foam is another fantastic oil, and it's an upgrade from avocado, and just works so well in the blend. It's like a better avocado, I think, for me.
Gotcha.
As far as what it does. And I added vitamin E, all natural, not synthetic. So
Gotcha.
just really trying to find ways to make the blend better, if I could do it.
Yep. So how many iterations have you gone through from your Instagram days to?
As far as the oil blend?
Yeah.
This is the first change.
Oh, the first change.
It's been the same 5 oils since day one. Switching avocado to metafoam seed oil is the only change. It's the only time I've changed it.
And Wolverine is in agreement. Yeah, who doesn't like metafoam?
Do you have a favorite oil? Not in my blend, but just in general, what you think works the best in your beard?
If I had to pick one, I guess it'd be castor. But it's just, and I like it on the tail end of a blend, just as kind of a little sealer. Though I've been enjoying the lighter oils a lot more lately. Yeah, Damien says black castor oil. Yeah, if I had to pick one, I guess I'd go with the castor.
Do you? Because and I've heard things about like the science behind it with gray beards being more, I want to say not porous. They soak up a lot. They're thirstier beards.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think so. Yeah, I put a lighter oil in, and it just pretty much disappears into the beard. And I know a lot of guys will, with gray beards, put in something that's light and feel like they've got to reapply throughout the day. For me, if it's soaking in, it's in there. The fact that it's not on the outside anymore, to me, is a good thing, a positive thing. And hemp in this gray. Yeah, Mark, I'm I don't know what my issue is, but E-Rock says he needs castor.
I think has always been the kind of secret weapon in mine is I use Jamaican black castor in my blend, and it's on the tail end. It's kind of like the finisher, and it brings my oil from kind of like a light to an almost medium, which is what I wanted. I wanted just kind of like an average medium viscosity, and I mean, it's a great. But what it also does is it doesn't allow me to make large batches of my blend because it's so heavy. So every single oil you get from me is handmade because it has to have the exact same amount of Jamaican black castor of oil in it.
Now, when you say that, is that because if you made a large batch and it sat around, it'd separate too much and be too difficult to remix?
Yep. Even in pouring, it you wouldn't get the same amount. And the rest of the oils blend very well. Jamaican black castor does not.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it would. Obviously, I'm not large batch. I'd want to be. I'd want to make a large batch of oils and pour them and do the whole with the hopper, but I can't. So I'm kind of still trying to be true. And Jamaican black castor is not going anywhere. It's a fantastic oil.
Absolutely. And I Shift Focus asked if Emu is good on gray. I think so. I've heard people say that it's too absorbing for a gray beard. I've never had that problem. In fact, I enjoy Emu more than I do the Ostrich. In fact, have you ever considered going? I know a lot of companies are coming out with an Emu blend. Is that something you might ever consider?
Yeah, there's people asking me about like, I guess using CBD or going with the Emu or ostrich oil. I experimented a little bit with it. I wasn't a giant fan of Emu or ostrich because it has a specific, almost like a sweet. It's not bad, like in a bad way, but it has like a sweet, fatty smell to it in a good way. It's nice, but it's something you notice first when it's not. I would like my blend to be kind of just be the carrier for the fragrances. It does its job, not affect, I guess, the fragrance, the scent profile. Yeah.
Well, the beautiful thing about doing a monthly scent, you could always pop that out, anytime you felt like it.
Yeah, for like a limited edition. I mean, that's good. I could always do just a single Emu, mix in a limited edition. That's a great idea. I mean, that's something I would probably do. I think the Grays and Garden series was originally going to have Bacaba oil in it, and it just affected the scent profiles so much. I had to get rid of it. I had to just go back to the regular blend.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's something I've always thought. I'm kind of jealous of, like a guy with you with a nice dark beard that's using these products. I wish I knew about them when I actually had a dark brown beard. Because it's a different ball game. With the gray beard, it just reacts differently than I would say a young beard, which is, doesn't need that heavy castor to coat it. I'm a little jealous. I would have liked to have started using beard products 30 years ago.
I wish, they were. I wish I knew how to use them when I first started growing my beard. But, when gray beards are the ones that are the most distinguished too. I mean, those scream wisdom. They just look fuller. They look thicker. Yeah, they're gray, but like there's nothing a little bit of color can't fix with that.
Yeah, that's true. But
true. You have the texture, you have the layers. They're thicker, they're fuller. They give you more character. A gray beard, I think.
I don't know. If I were to wear any kind of pattern shirt, it wouldn't look full. It wouldn't look, if I had something under it, you'd be able to read everything right under it. It's, and someone Yeah, Bearded Hoosiers is saying yes, emu and ostrich is great for graybeards. I think so, but I know a lot of people they're not a fan. Also, I don't think I wouldn't wear your oil. I could wear for a month straight. Emu oil I couldn't wear for a month straight. It's sort of a once in a while kind of thing.
I have heard that about emu oils, or it's just like gotta use it not sparingly, but just definitely be careful how much you're putting on your beard and what it can do.
Yeah, and Wolverine is saying he's not a big fan of the bird juice.
Yeah.
That it doesn't work well in his beard.
I have a couple, and I do like them, but I do notice the kind of the sweet fatty smell in the oil, which I just didn't want for my blend, but I do like them.
And I Shift Focus is asking if anyone's tried mustard seed oil. Is that something you've come across?
No, I have not heard of that one yet. I'm trying to think of some of the crazy ones I've seen.
The latest one I heard that I had never heard of used before was Appleseed. I don't remember who was using it, but it just struck me as something I'd never heard.
I mean, of the ones that are in the blend, sweet almond oil, golden jojoba, Moroccan argan, avocado, and Jamaican black castor, the originals. Avocado being the last one that I added. The other 4 were solidified, and I was looking for a 5th one. And I think I experimented with like pumpkin seed oil, apricot, black walnut oil is another one too. And those all kind of just modified the scent profile just enough. So that's why I think I ended up landing on avocado. But the other ones seem to be pretty good too, as far as
in the change now is avocados out, metafoam in.
Metafoam in, yes.
Yeah. And I don't recall. I don't think mine were still avocado.
Yes.
I believe.
Mm-hmm. And again, I was the Mishpachah, the Graves and Gardens was that 5th oil was going to be Bacaba oil, and it just didn't like how it smelled. So I put avocado back. But when the flats comes back, like probably February or March, that'll have the new blend. But now it has the old one.
So of what is in the new blend on your site right now?
It's all the same oil. So it's avocado out, metafoam in, vitamin E in. So I actually will add some vitamin E.
Gotcha. And so the 2 new are the vitamin E and the metafoam.
Correct.
And Nicholas C., welcome in. Yeah. Oh,
there's Derek.
Who's that guy? Hi, Derek. I've been getting a kick out of your videos lately with all the history.
Yeah, look for me and him to I wouldn't say team up, probably do some more of the bearded advocate debates, maybe think of some new ideas to kind of get some exposure back on beach bums and we did a festival together, I believe in April. It's the first time we had ever met too in person, but no one ever comes to the tailgates that I have in Tampa, but
April of this year or April of last year?
This year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Even though I think we stopped with the beach bums, I think in September there was, I believe he was moving, was kind of relocating, and I got me a girlfriend. I didn't have him a whole lot of time, but
that does take up time.
Yeah.
It's not a bad problem to have, though.
No, it's not. You kind of get like a free tester. That's the best part about girlfriends is you go, hey, because they like smells.
Yeah.
You need a woman's opinion.
I've got the same. Well, I'm not going to say much in case she watches this thing. So,
but does she have to approve your purchases, or do you gear what you like to review around, like maybe what she likes or what she'll have you wear?
It's very new, so we're not at that point yet. So now, so you've got the soaps. What are some other products that you've got a wash and conditioner as well, correct?
Yes, it's a conditioning wash. It's probably more of a conditioner. I know the terminology in the beard community is a co-wash, conditioning wash.
And Erock says I skipped his question.
I think you said bird oils. So yeah, I know we mentioned it's possible. I think that I could do a limited edition release of one scent that is specifically an emu or an ostrich oil combination, just depending on what the profile is I can come up with that fits it. I would not rule that out. That's a really good idea.
And would you do your blend that you have now with emu, or do you think you'd need to
Probably
reinvent?
not. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want to just like reinvent the wheel with that. I would probably do more of a specifically an emu with specifically with something else, something new maybe. But no, it wouldn't be with my blend. It would be something really new.
And yes, I saw the Domino's lawsuit. That was kind of interesting, and especially the something to do with the medical need to grow a beard because of dry skin and inability to shave. That was interesting.
Yeah, I watched some really good storytellers on YouTube. It's specifically like scary stories type stuff, but Derek's got something good there, especially for beards, for all us to kind of follow. And
I'm curious to see how much content there is out there, because I've never heard of these stories that he's brought out.
Yeah.
But, in fact, so your lineup, is there anything we haven't mentioned that you've got?
I mean, how much time do you have for the show? No, there's gosh, I mean, there's so many.
I was thinking of products in like
oil,
butter, soap.
I don't think the balm gets enough love. I know you talked about how whipped butters were kind of going out, or that a couple of people had mentioned whipped butters kind of being a thing of the past, which I still love it. My balm is a really nice moisturizing, conditioning balm. I love how your review mentioned the styling of the products. My balm is extremely light. It's sometimes I won't use oil. I'll just use balm in the morning. And my beard is probably softer than. I explain this. You put this perfectly, where you said the window of when you expect your beard to be soft, it didn't happen. But outside of that window, it worked, right? It was soft.
I think I said something like it needed a little window to do its magic. Yeah. I like after 2 hours, I got to that nice, beautiful softness in.
We're all put in balm in the morning, maybe before work, because it's a mess. I just do that, and then probably in a few hours I'll go to just mess with it, and it's really soft. So I don't think people when people think balms, they do think, thicker, maybe waxier, heavier. Mine's pretty light, and it's a great kind of just midday conditioner. Honestly, I know I didn't market or advertise it that way.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize that you had a bomb.
Yep.
And that might have been just me kind of skipping not thinking in terms of a bomb. And I do like a bomb from time to time. But I found that butter gives me enough that, and I think a softer balm like you're talking about might work for me. I'm just Got to give it a shot. Now, I was surprised. Beard Bomb is still relevant, says Corey. Now, are you thinking about doing an unscented product, or is that?
Yes, yeah, I would probably do that. Honestly, the kind of the generic labels that I used to have, I think it would go very well for just an unscented oil.
And do you have a lot of those left?
I do have some of those left. I changed things so much that a lot of those are going the way. So that would be a great idea to kind of sell those. But no, I haven't done it unscented yet. Because I do the designing and the just having fun. That Qumran was originally supposed to be an unscented, but I put money into designing a seal and a story and that I was like, I just don't want to leave this to be unscented, and so I developed the profile. But no, I would do that.
And I'm never sure why I'd want an unscented until I need it. And I'm scrambling around through my bottles. Do I have one? I can't even remember what the need is for me. And I suppose there are people out there that might have really sensitive skin that can't handle any kind of fragrance on their skin, or purists that don't want to smell anything.
And do you think you would use more like an unscented oil, or like is it just a butter at night because you don't want to have like a certain smell like while you're sleeping or in the middle of the night?
For me, I use unscented butter just because I can butter always lasts longer than oil, at least for me. So if I buy 6 different oils, I don't want to also buy 6 different butters. I buy the unscented, put the butter in a little bit of the scented oil on top of it to get the scent back, and I'm in business.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, I do it just because it makes sense to me. Doing unscented, we just started offering it, and we sell them multiple times per week.
Okay. I mean, it's a great idea. I think I need to design, because I know a lot of companies, they have names built around the unscented. Like it's just I won't say Corey's is not base camp, but I know that one's more of that has a profile around it. But I would design probably a label and whatever just around an unscented. So because people have asked, but it's not something I rule out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could hurt you too. You get someone like me, instead of buying 3 butters, I get 1, and then I'm good forever. And someone brought up missing your live stream with Beach Bum Beards, and you did mention that you're thinking about doing that. I get what you called it.
Beach Bum Beards, or the Beach Bums. That was kind of Derek's thing. I kind of was like, hey, can I be on your show? Like that was what I did. So that's kind of his idea. No, he was really busy.
Right.
Thank you, True North.
And that was Russ expressing that he missed it and wished it was back.
And he asked about kind of putting out some of the old episodes we had, and I was like, I'm all for it. And even if we don't have time or can't do a weekly show, and I think that was it. He was kind of taking some time off, and I was doing the show, having guests or other beard companies or affiliates, and there are certain times where he's like, I can't do it, and then one week I was like, I can't do it. Then we just kind of got away from it. And so there was obviously not having that continuity. There was some loss in viewership, and we didn't have time. But I then and would still have a blast doing that, hanging out with Derek. So,
and it's amazing how a loss of continuity can really kill you, and especially YouTube does not like a lack of continuity. They
And I don't think that YouTube really, the algorithm, or I know that's the word of the day is like, but we're here for like the live streams to hang out with the guys. We're not more of the we'll watch it later type.
Yeah.
We come in to hang out, to chat, to interact with each other, talk about whatever the show's about, and obviously learn. And we're not going to watch a live stream later. It's like watching probably a sporting event.
I actually watched the live stream you did with Daniel after the fact.
Well,
And was kind of bummed out because there was an awesome code that was for during the live stream, and I was like, damn it,
That's still available, by the way. That code. There's a monthly code for everything else, and then there is actually a specific code for twinning. So that's for everyone still.
That was DTB 15.
I think DTB 15 is good for 15% off twinning, and OT 25 is good for everything else, and that's 25% off.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's kind of like it's a little better than my Bible 20 offer code right now.
OT 25.
OT 25. That's not good for twinning, but it's good for everything else.
All right. Telling me that just cost you 25%. So. But we're right now at 9:06. Something I try to do is be respectful of Bearded Respect and Willy Wizard, Beard Oil Roulette come on at 9. So I try and peel off, and because I know a lot of people like to move over to the other guys. And so if anyone has any final questions for Matt, this would be a good time. And trying to think if there is anything else I wanted to ask you about. Let me check out the apparel.
Yeah, I know that Derek mentioned it earlier, but I do have a new shirt. It's not really the Bible Bay Area themed, but it's a shirt called Big Beard Energy, which is a new shirt. So this is the new one. It's on the website. I believe it comes in black, I think white, maybe heather gray. It's like a nice little, I like the catchphrase, Big Beard Energy.
And I like the Bless Your Beard.
Bless Your Beard.
Yep.
That's another one, and I think all the scents I release will have a T-shirt with front and back logo. He said, let's see that shirt. Yeah, it's about as good as you're gonna get.
Thanks for giving in, John.
Good.
And is it sponsored by Cardi B?
which is by the way where all the profit goes, is for me to wear shirts and reinvest. It's basically goes into apparel for me. So I will represent the brand.
And what else have we got here? All right. So I want to thank Matt for coming in, and everybody that was in the chat. Much appreciated. And now you've got that new scent coming out. Is there somewhere where you're going to be releasing it?
This one, I believe, will just be on Instagram. We did twinning. It was pretty big. I know I hyped that up for about a month. Scorned. No, it'll just be available on Instagram. I'll probably post and share that as well.
But not on a stream. No,
No streams. That one's, I'm trying to beat, I think, fall, which I think started today, as a matter of fact. Am I right? Or today or yesterday? Today. So it's officially fall.
I think the 21st is the official start.
Okay.
That's depressing. I didn't need to.
Yeah, it's coming for you in Rhode Island.
Yeah. I'll tell you though, the weather isn't that bad here anymore. When I was a kid, it'd snow in the winter, and you knew spring was coming when you could see the grass. For the last 30 years, it hasn't been the same. We'll get a heavy snowfall, but then it all melts. So it comes, melts. It's not like living up in Maine anymore.
A lot of slush.
And Iraq has got Reverse Skunk Beard Man. Should I change my channel name? I don't know, that may help. Yeah. But
Could be.
but thank you to Matt and thank you to everybody else. And don't forget to head over to either Bearded Respect or Willy Wizard Beard Oil Roulette. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you, Ken.
Okay, let me hit this.